Hey there, Gary Baker here with 30minutemarketing.net, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to make money with blogging, and we'll also cover Income School and their Project 24. Alright, so let's get into it. Now on the first slide right here you can see how to make money blogging. So what I've done is I've actually put together 9 ways to monetize your blog. Okay, now this is numbered 1 through 9, sort of in a hierarchy or importance, or maybe which one is the best. And of course, now this depends on your blog, right? So let's just assume that we're starting with a niche blog. So with a niche blog, a membership site and your own information products may not be number 1 and number 2. But as you take a niche blog and possibly move it to an authority blog, steps 1 and 2, right, or numbers 1 and 2 will be the most important way. And let me explain what I mean by that. So number 1, a membership site, right? And number 2, your own information products. A lot of people are going to realize really quickly that these sort of go hand in hand. But what differentiates the two, or what sets them apart? Okay, when you're talking about monetizing your blog, you're talking about a membership site. A membership site is going to be where people join. It's called a continuity program. It's going to be where people join, and typically you're going to keep them for a length of time, or hopefully forever, right? As long as your blog exists, as long as you're providing valuable content to them, they're going to keep paying you to be a member of that membership site. Then going down to number 2, your own information products. When you create this information product and you post those for sale on your blog, right? Those are going to be quite often, not all the time, but most of the time, those are going to be one-off purchases where they just purchase an ebook, purchase a video, something like that, purchase a smaller video course that's not part of your membership site, or it's set off from your membership site where they're able to buy it without joining your membership site. And then number 3, I have digital tools. That's where you actually go and you create, as you've seen, you go and, for example, as a blogger, you go and you have SEO type tools, right? Or you have mobile apps that you download on your phone from certain types of blogs that I'm sure you've seen. You go and you're like, oh, check out my app for Android, my app for, right, my iPhone, my iPad, all that kind of stuff. And then of course, just regular old software programs, any type of thing, Excel spreadsheets, whatever, a tool that you're building, like a calculator for them to calculate, say you're doing a blog on how to invest, right? Best ways to invest. So how to save money, that type of thing. You could create an Excel spreadsheet. You could give that to them as a digital tool. That's one way to monetize your blog, using digital tools. Okay. Then number 4, of course, is advertising. So the reason that this starts at number 4, as 1, 2, and 3 are something that you control. It's something that you're producing, right? So step number 4, or way number 4, is advertising, or just simply ads. So when you're doing blogging, of course, everyone goes to blogs these days, or even, major websites, and you see ads from Google AdWords, companies like Mediavine, AdThrive, Sovereign. There's many of them out there, and basically those are those little banner ads that you always see when you go to a website. So you can put those on your blog, and that's a good way once you start building up page views, and your page views get up into the thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, right? You're going to be able to generate quite a significant revenue using ads on your blog. Okay, now here's the thing with ads, and the reason it's number 4. The thing is this is specifically talking about putting ads on your blog for the purpose of generating revenue. Okay, but one of the things, like steps 1, 2, and 3, if you have an authority blog or an authority site, and you get to the point where you make more money off your membership site, your own information products, and or your digital tools, you may find yourself moving away from using ads on your website, because they may not gel right with the, for lack of a better term, the synergy of your product, of your website, right? For example, if you owned a brick and mortar store, right, you probably have advertisements up in that store. But if you owned a small, authority or niche craft site, you probably wouldn't be hanging up, Hobby Lobby and Walmart or whatever signs all around your store as people are looking at your particular unique crafts. So it's just sort of something to think about as your blog grows, okay? But just be aware that typically when you're talking about a niche or a smaller type authority blog, advertising through Google AdWords, Mediavine, AdThrive, such as those, is going to be a decent way once your page views builds up to monetize your blog. Okay. Number 5, affiliate marketing. This is for your own products. You could have affiliates that are promoting. So your membership site, your information product, your digital tools. Typically, affiliate marketing, you're going to be marketing other people's products. That's why it's number 5 on here, because this is sort of how to monetize your blog. But the reverse of that, or the flip side of that, is having your products on there and having affiliates market your products that are on your blog. So if that kind of makes sense, right? That you do affiliate marketing for other people's products, and then you have affiliates for your products. Okay. Number 6 is going to be lead generation. So this is generating leads or collecting leads on your blog, which everyone should do. And so these are your own leads, right? So you have a form on there. So when somebody downloads your information products or digital tools and you make a sale, of course you're going to capture that lead. But you're going to want to, in the marketing world, right? You have a tripwire or a freebie or some type of goodie, just some type of thing that entices someone to give you their email address, right? And you trade that for some type of freebie. So that's lead generation for yourself. But then there's also, of course, lead generation, where you generate leads, kind of like affiliate marketing. You send someone to make a purchase. If you just generate leads, and then you turn that lead over for that company to follow up. Okay. Number 7, and the reason this is so low in this is because what we're really looking at is the best way to monetize your blog. So while if your site is an Amazon site, an Amazon niche site, which the thing is that's really, what are they, the phrase that you're looking for here is, stepping over dollars to pick up pennies in the most part. If you have a very unique blog and you have a niche inside your blog, and you can create your own products and digital tools, or if you can market, higher ticket items. Now there are going to be some higher ticket items on Amazon, but the thing with Amazon is you have to have certain type of approvals, you have to follow their rules, and of course, they're massive, so they have a lot of affiliates. So if you don't follow along, you can get your account shut down. And I just want to make sure that this is Amazon. While I use Amazon on quite a few of my blogs as well, and it's a way to generate a small portion of revenue, it's a little bit lower on the 9 ways to monetize your blog. All right. So just be aware that while, most people think of it first, it's probably not the first one you should think of. Okay. And number 8, physical products. Now this, right? Physical products. If your blog is a niche or authority site, say for example, I don't know, you make unique metal knickknacks, right? Like you're a welder, or say you're in woodworking and you build these amazing, wood products like chairs or swings or, gazebos or whatever, right? And you make these physical products, this may be the number 1 way to monetize your blog. But for most people, we're looking at digital products, and this is, a little further down on scale. Of course, manufacturing your own manufacturing company, like I was talking about, welding or woodworking or whatever, just the first ones that pop into mind. Of course, your standard e-commerce, t-shirts, that kind of thing. And then of course, drop shipping, where you take in orders, and then of course you have someone else do the shipping for you for those physical products. And then the reason I put number 9 on here, again, for me to give you a list of the 9 ways to monetize your blog, I'm trying to say the best ways, and typically consulting and or coaching is not going to be the best way. And the reason for that is it takes up your time. Okay. So, and it's going to be, it's harder to scale. You won't be able to scale consulting and coaching because, again, this is your time. Someone pays you. But then again, if your thing is being a coach, and that's the way you make your money, then this may be the best way for you to monetize your blog. But most likely, you'll see that, it's still going to be number 9 as one of the best ways, even though it may be, you may get to a point where number 9, consulting and coaching, generates more revenue per hour, let's say, or maybe you have 1, 2, 3, or even 5 coaching, your consulting or coaching clients. You may generate more revenue from that number 9. But as far as your blog itself, the best way is to monetize the traffic that comes to your blog, which we're going to get into here in a second when we're talking about Income School and Project 24. 4 is consulting and coaching. I have it at number 9 for that reason, because it does take a lot of time to do those things. All right. So those were the 9 ways that I wanted to make sure to give you, that so you understand that these are the ways to go about monetizing your blog, niche blog, moving into authority blog for the most people. When they want to start a blog, these are going to be the best options. So now moving on to Income School and Project 24. You may or may not have heard of this, so that's why I wanted to tell you about it, because inside of those 9 ways, now you know the 9 ways, but you're like, great, now I have 9 ways, Gary, what do I do? So inside of Project 24 from Income School, before we take a look inside, I want to talk to you a little bit about this concept, right? So everybody's heard the fable, right, of the tortoise and the hare. So the tortoise and the hare are going to set off and they're going to race, right? So they do the race, and long story short, short story long, however you want to look at it, the tortoise winds up winning, right? And then the message from that fable is slow and steady wins the race, which is correct. But I want to take a minute here and just pause and see if you can accept sort of this idea and sort of this new way of thinking about that fable. The tortoise and the hare, in the fable, the tortoise wins. So everyone is slow and steady wins the race, which is correct. Okay. Income School Project 24, they're talking about having a project of 24 months. So that's 2 years. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that you're, it's going to take 24 months before you see any results. But the thing is you have to be like the tortoise. You have to stay the course. Okay. But the point that I wanted to make about sort of changing the paradigm and changing the idea of that fable is this idea of you being the tortoise for the Project 24, for the 24 months to get the entire project done. But inside of each phase of Project 24, you need to be the hare, right? So think about that. As you're running the marathon, there's going to be times when you're going to need to speed up and or slow down. So when inside of Project 24, and we'll get to that in a second, I'll show you, they sort of have it in different phases. You're going to need to be the hare, and you're going to need to be very intense and focused, and you're going to need to work very, very fast. Okay. So let's take a quick look inside of Project 24 here at Income School. So the first thing, once you become a member of Income School, is you're going to log into Project 24, and they're going to have a welcome video, of course. They're going to, Jim and Ricky there are going to introduce you to the community, Project 24, and they're going to walk you through the steps. So they got step 1 where, okay, here's the community, okay, and then there's a app to download, and then you're going to subscribe to Project 24 podcast. Now this Project 24 podcast here is exclusive for Project 24, meaning that this is not a public podcast. So they're giving you insight and details in a different format other than the community and the vlogs that they have, and of course the training courses that are inside Project 24. So they're going to take you into step 3 so you understand the timeline, and this is where I get into that analogy. As you can see, from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3 to phase 4, you'll see that they broke this down into 60 steps. So over 24 months you're going to do 60 steps. So phase 1 is months 1 through 3. Phase 2, months 4 through 6. Phase 3, months 7 through 20. And phase 4 is months 21 through 24. Now, you also see that they've broken this down into, in 24 months, you're doing 2 sites. Now, that may or may not work for some people, right? So, of course, they've adjusted for that. This is a timeline for what can be done in Project 24 if you're able to dedicate, devote, and you're able to, like I said, be that hare and do these things, these steps and these phases very, very quickly. Okay. So yeah, so slow and steady is going to win this race, but like I said, that hare is going to be phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You're going to be able to have to intensely focus and get the work done just like the hare did. Okay. But that tortoise, of course, at month 24, after you finish phase 4, that's what's going to allow you, that characteristic is what's going to allow you to be the winner. Okay. So of course, step 4, visit the download center. Step 5, go to the course dashboard and start the 60 steps. So 5 simple steps broken into 4 phases. Okay. So then of course you go to the community, and I'll show you real quick what they have here is they have their own community. And a lot of people, a lot of times, especially nowadays, it's like everybody wants a Facebook group. But the reason that this is important, that you have a community that's not on Facebook, and also this community has an app on your phone. But the point and the reason that I like this a lot is because you go here to this community to communicate, to find out what's going on inside of Project 24. A lot of times, in this world of distraction, you'll be on Facebook and you're like, oh, I'm going to go check the Project 24 Facebook group right quick, and I'm going to dig in, and then I'm going to get started or whatever. And then what happens, right? you get lost on Facebook. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 hours have gone by, and it's time to go to bed, it's time to go to work, whatever. That time you set aside is completely gone because you wasted it on Facebook because you got lost in the notifications and all that. So what they've done is created a Project 24 community right here, which is fantastic. And then of course the courses, they're going to have inside the membership site here, they have their digital courses. Of course, you can see here 60 steps to a successful site, picking profitable niches, no nonsense SEO, because that's really the idea here is you're going to be using search engine optimization, right? But they're doing it in a no nonsense type of way where they don't rely on keyword tools and keyword planners. They're just showing you how to use Google and how to use actual searcher intent, or the best way to satisfy searcher intent. So they're going to go through that. Got some web traffic snowball here. Basically, what I was talking about a minute ago, how to gain traffic quickly and consistently, but not wasting your time on social media. They cover some email marketing, some myth busting, and then here, once you get to a point where you're comfortable and you have a solid base and you've done a little bit of your own writing, or if not, you could even hire and train your own writers. How to do some photography. Of course, this is going to depend on your blog, your blog and your niche, how important the photographs are, that they not be stock photos versus photos of you versus, just images that you freely get off the internet. And then, of course, they have a little thing here where you can get your site reviewed. They're going to give you some tips and tricks on improving and speeding up your writing. And then the biggie here, monetizing with ads. Once you get to the certain phase and you have that peak, your traffic is starting to peak, then you can start worrying about actually getting those ads in front of all those page views, those people that are actually finding your articles and finding your information, and monetizing that with ads. And then, of course, a little bit on success mindset. Okay, so then they have some files here that you can download. Of course, the Project 24 timeline, we download that. They've laid it all out because, of course, you saw those 4 phases that we talked about a minute ago where you're being both the tortoise and the hare. So then you have this Project 24 timeline where they've laid everything out, and it's going to give you, the complete where we're starting from, and then what our end goal is, right, is to have that blog up and running, or those 2 blogs up and running in 24 months, generating revenue. So you'll be able to walk through that, and you'll be able to see those moments where you need to speed it up a little bit and be the hare, and then when you need to pull it back and slow it down and let the tortoise do his job. Okay, so then you have 300 ideas here for your first website in case you don't already have an idea. They have a monetization plugin. It's a little plugin they developed to help you out, in the monetization side when you get to that stage. And then the post recipe, which this is the golden ticket right here for Project 24, in my opinion. When it comes to their no-nonsense SEO, this post recipe lays out the way that you format your posts and the number of posts you need and the way to go about finding the questions and how to answer those questions to satisfy not only the searcher's intent, but to satisfy Google's intent on proving to Google that your content is the best content to serve up for that question, for those keywords that you're answering, the question you ask, and then the answer to that question. So this post recipe, this template right here, this is a thing. This is one of the main reasons you're joining Project 24. Okay, and of course they have information on how to get to the podcast. Again, this is a private podcast only for Project 24 members. They actually have a vlog on here, which is a lot like, I would say a lot like their YouTube channel, but this is a personalized vlog just, again, for Project 24 members. Okay, so that's a look inside of Income School and this concept of being the tortoise and the hare. I hope that really drove it home about the fact that, yes, this is going to be a 24-month plan, but there's going to be a lot of quick action that needs to be taken inside of each phases as you go through the timeline. Okay, so then to show you a little something about what happened for me once I became a member of Project 24 inside of Income School, I want to show you my website right here, Undeniable Vision. And then I want to focus on this post right here. Is it better to dream big or be realistic? Now, I created this post about 15-20 days ago. Okay, so I just wrote it. Now, this website has been up for about a year, but I've only been a member of Project 24 and following their post recipe and going through all the phases with this site, right? So basically Project 24ing this site for about 4 months now. So again, is it better to dream big or be realistic? So what I did is I just went over to Google and I put in, is it better to dream big or realistic? And as you can see, this is page 3, right, of about, 134 million results for that key phrase. Now that doesn't mean 134 million people are searching for it. These are just results. So, but you can see here the undeniable vision for that article is on page 3. Now you may think, well, page 3, what good does that do me? Well, the point here is that Google is recognizing the fact that, hey, I ask a question, right? People are looking for an answer for that question. If someone asks that question, these are most people would look, the reason that they don't use keyword tools is most people, if they put a keyword like that in, a long tail keyword, they're going to say, well, the keyword came back and the planner said no one's searching for that, right? Well, maybe no one's searching exactly for that, but someone's searching for something about dreams and dreaming big, and is it better to dream big or be realistic? So the point is to plan your keywords and to get onto page 3, then move towards page 2 and page 1, right? This is how over 24 months, using their no nonsense SEO and their structure inside of their templates, right? Inside of their post recipe, this is how you're going to deliver information to Google, and then Google is going to deliver that information to people that are looking for the answers to their questions. So that's the concept and that's the thought, and I just want to show you that it actually does work, that you are able to get on, even if it's not page 1 but page 3 of Google, you will see results. And the reason I want to show you that is because when you actually look on the technical side of SEO, right, and you actually go and you look at Google Analytics, you're going to see this site when it started, and you're going to see the page views for undeniable vision here going back to December into 2018, January, February. You can see these page views, and you can see what they call a hockey stick here inside of Project 24, right? So in July, and then in August, and then September, you're going to see the October, and then here's the thing, right? So over those 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months going into October, into November, you're going to see this dramatic jump into December, where now that I'm on page 2, right, or I'm on page 3 and I'm on page 2 and I'm on page 1, depending on my phrases, and of course I can go back as soon as I see that post on page 3, I can start to tweak it and start to satisfy the intent of what people are looking for with my blog posts. And that's part of what Project 24 is about, is again being the hare to make sure you finish the race and be the winner of the race, or I'm sorry, be the tortoise to make sure that you win the race, because slow and steady does win the race. That's why it's 24 months, Project 24. But to also understand that there's going to be times where you need to be the hare and you need to take action. So you find yourself on page 3, you find yourself on page 2, be the hare, jump in there, take action, you know what I mean? Elevate that post to make it that much better, or tweak it to, satisfy that searcher's intent. And next thing you know, you're on page 1, and this hockey stick, these page views, they're going to keep growing and growing and growing. And as they grow, that's when you get into, like we talked about earlier, as those grow, that's when you get into these steps. That's when you get into your advertising, your digital tools, your own information products, your membership site. People are going to start joining because they're going to find you, because you're answering their questions, you're solving their problems, and you're helping people. And that is the best way to monetize your blog, is to actually help people solve a problem when they have an actual need. All right. So again, that was how to make money blogging, Income School Project 24. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through this video. It turned out to be a little longer, but I want to make sure that I really drive this point home of the fact that sometimes you need to be both a tortoise and a hare, right? You got to dream big, you got to win, right? Or you got to slow and steady wins the race, but being that hare in individual steps and phases is going to take you through to the finish line as well. So just a little spin on that, and just so you get a better understanding. Again, this is Gary Baker with 30minutemarketing.net. If this video was helpful, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. There will be a link to Project 24 at Income School in the description and in the first comment. So go ahead, click on that, check out Income School Project 24. I'm telling you, if you're a blogger, this method and this concepts and the teaching from Ricky and Jim are going to change the way you think about making money while blogging. All right. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.